Okay, let's get started with the basics of operation. The very first thing you'll want to do anytime you're running an HF radio inside the ECC is to double check and make sure the antenna that it shares with another radio is connected to the radio you're using. Of course, you'll want to check and make sure that the antenna isn't being used by the other radio, but usually the radio that is not connected to an antenna will have this little sign on it telling you that you don't want to use it until you've connected the antenna to it. So anytime you switch the antenna over to the radio you're using, take this little sign and put it on the other radio so that somebody sitting down there will know that it has no antenna hooked to it. Now, the 746 has two antenna ports in the back, and they're labeled 1 and 2. And they're indicated which antenna you're on is on the screen right here. This is on antenna 1 at the moment. If I were to switch the antenna with the antenna switch, you'll see it goes over to number 2. You always want to make sure that's on number 1 because all the radios in the ECC are connected to antenna number 1. Now, one of the things that you always want to do to begin with before you actually start using the radio is manually tune the antenna. Every one of the 746s has an internal tuner on it which will help match it to the antenna. And to do that, first of all, make sure it's on. Right now the antenna tuner is off, so you just push that and it comes on, it says tune, and then you'll hold down on that button and you'll see the button, the tune flash, and you'll see a little bit of RF go out the antenna, and that's how it knows that it's tuned. Now, the 746 will automatically tune itself anytime you change frequency by more than 1%, or anytime it sees an SWR of more than 1.5. But anytime I change frequencies by any significant amount, I'm going to retune the antenna. Even if it's just slightly better, it's going to give me a little better signal and a little more signal strength going out. And the last thing you want to do before you can use the radio is to make sure that your headset or your mic is connected to the radio appropriately. Right now we have the headset connected to it, and the Heil headsets have, they come like this, and they have 3 connections on them. This is the microphone connection. Actually, this is the earphone connection, and then on the adapter that comes with the radio, there is a third connection here that lets you connect a foot switch or a hand switch to it. So I'm going to connect that up to that. The audio frequency goes into this one, or I'm sorry, that's the microphone, and then the headphones go into this. Oh boy, that's just nasty. I don't like that. I'm going to start over again.